Hi, welcome to the video. My name's Paddy. If you don't know who I am or what this channel is about, essentially the goal of this channel is to help gym owners or anyone within the fitness niche get better at customer acquisition. So I give tips on anything to do with sales and marketing. So today's a really good video, full of value. It's actually taken me quite a while to prepare this video. A lot of research has gone into this. So this is going to be an ultimate guide to ad copy for your meta ads when it comes to generating customers for your fitness business. So what I've done is I've looked at all of the ad copy that we have created and used for our gym clients, and also all of the ad copy that has been used in over 100 other ads by other gyms, fitness professionals, or maybe even marketing agencies. We don't know who's actually putting these ads up, but essentially I've gathered a load of ads, put them all in one place and read through them all, understood any common trends, techniques and language that's been used, and essentially I've gathered all of that and I've put it into one video for you so you can understand what are the common things that are being used in all of these various different ad copies, what we can learn from them, and then how this can change what you're going to do in terms of building out your own ad copy. Okay, so loads of value in this one. There's a little secret, a little bit of a resource for you at the end, which will help you even further. So stick around to see what that is. But yeah, hopefully you find this valuable. Let's jump into it. Okay, so here we are. So this is the Gym Owner's Guide to Ad Copy. But again, I've said gym owner here, but if you are an online coach or a PT or someone within the fitness industry, the teachings within this video will apply to you also. So you can extrapolate the techniques, the trends, the advice from this and incorporate it into your own business, provided that you are within the fitness industry. So don't be disheartened if you're an online coach and you're watching this, because this will apply. Right. So after an in-depth look into our own ads and the ads of the biggest gyms and fitness professionals in the world, these are the findings and conclusions I came to. So again, this is just my own interpretation of what the common trends and techniques were that were used. There might have been some that I missed, but these were the main ones that I found that I think are going to be really valuable for you to at least test if you aren't already trying them yourself. Now, when it came to the other ads of other people, my sort of scope for qualification to actually use those ads within this research was they had to be up, or they had to have been active for at least a month. So the reason why I've done that is if an ad has been up for a month, we can assume that unless the person who's running the ads just loves to burn money, that the only reason they've kept paying for that ad for a month is because it is actually making them money. Okay, so that ad must be profitable, or that's the assumption that I'm making. So the reason why I've done that is I want to be making sure that I'm only using winning ads or profitable ads within this research. Okay, what I don't want to do is give you all the common trends and themes of ads that aren't actually profitable, because that's then not valuable. So that was the lens that I sort of viewed external ads, and then I've used our own ads and our own approaches within this also, just to add depth to the data. So yeah, just so you understand where these findings have come from, and so so you know that the findings are actually true or valuable, and not just from bad ads that are being put up for a couple of days and then turned off because they're not actually profitable. Okay, so with that said, let's jump into the key findings. So what I'm going to do is there's sort of three sections of this. There's going to be key findings, and then the key takeaways from those findings, and then some action steps. So that's what you can expect. Let's jump into the findings. Okay, so this one was not a surprise to me, and I've already made a very big, well, not a big video, but I've already made a video about what offers are, why we should be using them, and I actually gave you a few offers that you could steal. So if you don't know what I mean by the use of offers and incentives, then after this video, go and watch the video that I made about offers. That's hopefully going to be really valuable to you. I go through, like I say, what they are, why we need them, how you can make your own, and I actually give you, I think there's 5 offers on there that you could just steal that are definitely working. And also since that video, I've done this research, and that has further confirmed to me that those offers work, because I've seen them crop up within other ads a lot. Okay, so don't just take it from me. Other people are using these offers. They obviously work. They're using them for a reason. So make sure that there is some sort of offer within your ad copy. Okay. Next, the use of location to call out an audience. So what was very, very common was a gym within a particular location would use that location in the ad copy. So for example, if you're a gym in London, you would then say within sort of the top of your description, or sorry, the top of your primary text, it would say something like people of London, or gym goers of London, or residents of London, or whatever it may be. But essentially it called out that location. And the reason why people are doing that, now this isn't just something that gyms do, this is something that any sort of like local business that has like a physical location, this is something that they'll all use. And the reason why is because if an area where someone lives, or an area where someone has some sort of relationship with or an affinity to, is called out within some sort of marketing material, they're going to buy into that and relate to that far more because they know the area. So for example, if you're watching the news, if the town that you live near, or the city that you live near, or the area that you're in, if there's something that happened within that area, you're going to pay far more attention to that, because you've heard, oh, within the town that I live near, XYZ happened. And you're going to listen to that and focus on it more because it relates to you more, because you have a relationship with that area. Okay? Compared to if a murder happened, I know this is quite dark, but if a murder happened in the town that's 5-10 minutes away from you, you're going to be so much more interested in what the story was and where it happened and all that. You're going to want to know the nitty-gritty of it, compared to a murder that happened 3 hours in a different town to you. So people are more bought into areas and locations that they know, that they have a relationship with. So use that to your advantage in your copy. So if you are located in a particular area, make sure that you're calling out the people within that area by using the name. So if you're within a town, put that town in your copy. If you're within a particular part of a city, put that part of the city in your copy. Okay, that was used a lot in a lot of the ads that I looked at. Okay, so emphasis on community and support. This is fairly simple, but a lot of them made a large emphasis on the fact that when people join their gym or use their service or buy their program, they are entering a part of a community, and that community is very supportive of them, their journey, their problems, their goals. But community and support were very common themes within the ad copy. Okay. There was a common use of scarcity. So basically people are trying to make their service or their program or whatever it may be seem like it's in limited supply. And the reason why people do that is to create urgency within the prospect and the viewer, to try and encourage quick action. Okay, the longer people have to sit and think about a decision, the longer they have to basically talk themselves out of actually taking action. So by saying things like only 5 spaces left, or 10 spaces left, or offer ends in a week, or by adding a deadline or a limited number of spaces or slots or whatever it is, we're creating urgency. Because one thing that humans hate is they hate the idea that they missed out on a good offer, especially when that offer was sat right in front of them, and the only reason they're not enjoying that is because they didn't take action. So by saying to them, look, you only have a limited amount of time to actually get this thing, it's then going to generate more action, because people are terrified of the idea of they missed out on something good, and they're going to then look back and think, oh God, I wish I would have done that thing. So scarcity basically uses that psychological bias of the fear of missing out and allows us as marketers to generate action. Okay, so scarcity was a very common theme within all of the ad copy I looked at. So the use of buzzwords to make headlines engaging. So I think I go on to talk about a particular buzzword, but the main one that came up was free. Okay, so offers that had the word free in it came up a lot. So the main buzzword was free. free day pass, free trial, free week, free sessions, free 7-day pass, free 10-day pass, free first 2 sessions free, things like that. But yeah, be aware of the buzzwords that resonate well with your audience and do your best to put those within your headlines. But I would say the best word to start with will be free. So if you aren't using an offer that has something that you're giving away for free within it, then maybe start to think about how you could incorporate something that you could give away to your audience or your prospects for free. There's going to be of value. That's also a very key thing. If you're just giving away something for free but no one wants it, then you might as well just give away nothing. What you need to do is give away something that is of value for free, that people wouldn't mind paying for, but you give it away for free. Okay, so you're leading with value, you're building goodwill, you're building trust. So then when it comes to the time to try and convert them into a paying customer, it's going to be far easier because you've built up so much goodwill and trust on the front end. Okay, let's move on. Copy usually addresses pain points and how those problems can be solved. Okay, so basically, a lot of the copy that I looked at and read, people were talking more about the pain points that people are experiencing rather than the features of their service or their program or their gym. So what people tended to stay away from was things like, oh, we've recently bought these new treadmills, or we've got state of the art leg kit or chest kit, or we have this new body scan which tells you everything about your body fat percentage and your muscle growth and all that. People tended to stay away from that, and they sort of focused more on the actual psychological or even physical pain that their prospects are currently going through, and then how they can solve that. So examples of this might be them feeling self-conscious about the way that they look, or they have lower back pain, for example, and they need to do exercise to get rid of their joint pain or lower back pain, or perhaps they're not as healthy as they once were and they can't move as easy as they once did, and people are sort of upset about that and they're worried about their health. And by speaking about people's pain points that they genuinely are sort of upset about or worried about, when they read, so let's take an example of someone who's very self-conscious about their body, they hate the way they look, they think that they're too fat. If we then say within our copy, are you feeling self-conscious about your body? Do you wish that you weren't as fat? Or that might not be the best language to use. We might make that a bit more PC, but the whole point there is by basically describing to someone the exact pain that they're going through within the ad copy, it's going to make it easier for us to hook them, because they're going to feel like this ad and this service that's on the back end of the ad is designed for them. Okay, it's designed to solve the exact problem or the exact issue or the pain that they are experiencing at the moment. Okay, and like I say, people are going to emotionally buy into that far more when they feel like they're heard, they're listened to, and their problems are being solved. So a good way of sort of implementing this into your own copy is going to be, if you don't already, you really need to take the time to understand your customer base as well as you possibly can. Okay, when it comes to anything to do with sales and marketing, the better you understand your customer, the easier you're going to find to sell and market to them. So the main thing that this comes down to is basically using language that resonates with them and that they can relate to. So this might just be names that they use for themselves, or labels that they sort of identify with. But in this case, what we want to understand is when people come and buy from you and use your service and stay with you for a prolonged period, what was the pain or what was the issue that drove them to actually walk in your door and give you money, and what was the problem that they were paying you money to solve? Okay, and if you ask 20, 30, 40 people that are already paying you money, and amongst those people the majority of them had a particular problem, let's say they were self-conscious about the way they looked, then you can assume that if that's the biggest problem for the majority of your existing customers, then that's going to be the biggest problem for your potential new customers and your future customers. So we can incorporate that into the ad copy. So yeah, do a little bit of research. Just ask around ask your existing customers, like, what were your problems, what were you looking to solve when you came to me, when you gave me money, and use that knowledge to your advantage. Okay, friendly and informal tone and language. So this one's quite simple. We're not using any sort of fancy lingo or corporate tones or anything like that. We're keeping it very informal, very friendly. There was a lot of use of things like emojis. There was slang. So yeah, use all of that. That's fine. We don't want it to be very highbrow and formal. It's supposed to be a place where people can come, enjoy themselves, relax, get away from their corporate job, and they just want to be a bit more relaxed. So use slang. Again, there's a point where it becomes a bit too much, so don't make yourself look like a child and be immature with it, but don't be too uptight and too formal. So use the odd emoji here and there. If there's a bit of slang that sort of works and is appropriate within the context of your business and the ad, then use it, and don't be afraid to do so, because most of the ads that I looked at were doing that. Okay, so yeah, use your friendly or informal tone. Another good way that I like to do this is, as you're writing your copy, actually say it out loud as if you're like just speaking to a friend. Because if you write in the way that you speak, then that's just going to come across far better. Because more often than not, when we write, we don't write how we actually talk. So say it out loud as you write it, and just sort of almost check yourself in terms of, would I say this in real life? If someone came to me and asked me about my gym, would I say what I've just written to them? And if no, then change it and make it more in the style of how you talk. Okay, copy appeals to specific audiences, particularly male and female. So yeah, this is something that we do and something that I saw come up quite a lot, but it was obvious that there were particular ads that were designed for men and particular ads that were designed for women. And this wasn't the only sort of type of audience that were being targeted. You could target audiences by age, perhaps by goal, but the main one that I saw was male and female. So men and their goals in terms of fitness are slightly different to the goals of females. So men, you're going to see more words like build strength, build muscle, bulk up, things like that. Whereas women, you're going to see things like get toned, build a bigger lower body, better legs, bigger bum, things like legs, bums, tums, booty builder workouts or booty builder programs. These are going to resonate on average. You know, there are exceptions here, and I'm not saying that this is like every single male wants to bulk up and get strong, and not every single female wants to build their bum or do a legs, bums, tums program, but the average suggests that men respond better to words like getting stronger, building muscle, bulking up, and women respond better to things like getting toned, building their bum, building their lower body. And that was obvious within the different ads that I saw. Okay, it was clear that there were male focused ads and female focused ads. Okay, so emphasis on time efficiency. Now this might not apply to you if you aren't running classes, but if you are doing classes, then a lot of them emphasize the length of that class. Okay, now I'm assuming that for people like busy professionals who are looking to just fit in health and fitness around a busy job, or and maybe even just a busy personal life with family and things like that, if you can emphasize to them that your sessions are half an hour long or 45 minutes long, then they already know what sort of time commitment that they're going to have to put in to be able to do your service, and it's going to make it easier for them to then actually book and call you up and get involved and pay for a membership or pay for the classes, because they already have a good idea of what's expected of them to be able for you to deliver the service that you want to deliver. So put a maybe not like an emphasis on the time, but somewhere just basically explain the sessions are this long, this time, this many times a week, and that seems to come up quite a lot. But again, that's only going to be useful to you if you are running classes. If not, then just ignore that one. And then add copy length. So this is a little bit less about the techniques and more about the length. So most examples are short to medium in length, about 50 to 150 words. Most have 2 to 3 paragraphs worth of text. Some examples were around 200 words when they were explaining complex offers. However, this was rare. So yeah, the sweet spot seemed to be 50 to 150 words. I think I actually go on to say, yeah, so list and bullet points are often used to list benefits or problems that are being solved. So I've already spoken about focus on benefits or problems that you're looking to solve over features. And a good way of displaying these to the viewer or the prospect is through a list or bullet points. Another reason why this is actually quite good is because by having a list of things that people can expect to get from it, as in benefits, or a list of problems that you are solving through your service, that makes the copy far more readable and far more skimmable. And particularly in a sort of a day and age where people's attention spans are absolutely shot because of like short form content, and reading is far less popular than it once was. When we are looking to actually write things for people to read, if we can keep it very concise and readable, then that's going to really help the amount of people that actually spend the time to read what we've written. So bullet points and lists just make it a little bit more skimmable and allows people to get a good idea of what it is that you're actually talking about, without really having to spend time to sit and read. But again, we shouldn't be making our copy that long. Like I said, 50 to 150 words seems to be enough to get your point across. And then key points are made quickly, avoiding any lengthy explanation. So again, just keep your copy concise, get to the point. Rarely did I see any long stories being told. You might want to tell a story about perhaps a particular client that you sort of took on, and they were in this place and then they were with you for a few months and you've got them here. That could be a really powerful use of your copy. But again, we're not trying to tell their life story, we're just trying to get to the key information, and yeah, we're not waffling on. Okay, so those were the findings. So here are the key takeaways. So use psychological triggers. So use scarcity and social proof. Scarcity, we've spoken about this already. So scarcity, we basically want to create urgency and make it clear to the prospect that there is a chance that they might miss out on a good offer here, and we're hoping that that fear of missing out is going to sort of motivate some action out of the prospect. Okay, and then social proof. So this wasn't in the key findings, but social proof was used quite a lot. So we live in a very sort of untrusting society, and people need a good reason to actually trust you. So by using social proof, that is a really good way to basically show people that the thing that you're asking them to pay money for actually works and can generate them the results that they're looking for. So yeah, social proof is a really good way of building trust with your audience. Focus on your offer. So free is a powerful buzzword. So I've mentioned that before. Try and incorporate something. If you can't, that's fine. It doesn't have to be anything massive. You don't have to give away a month free or 100 classes for free. You know, there is a point where you need to sort of look at your profit margins and understand what's going to be a sensible business decision to make. But again, I'm just sort of telling you what I saw. Free came up a lot within the offers and within the headlines of all the ads that I looked at. Speak to your area and community. So I've spoken about the power of calling out a particular area and why that's going to be important. So I'm repeating that there. Emphasis on benefits over features. Again, I spoke about why that's going to be important for us to do. So you've got an understanding of that already. And then we're on the action steps. So I've basically taken those key takeaways and then just turn those into action steps that you can use for your own ad copy. So here we go. 10 action steps. Incorporate offers into your ad. Use localized language. Use techniques like scarcity and urgency. Make CTAs clear and actionable. Focus on customer pain points. Emphasize your community. Target specific audiences, so gender or age. Experiment with tone and emoji use. Emphasize workout duration. Keep copy short to medium in length. Okay, so you might be using some of these techniques already. You might be using none of them. Okay, but I just want to make a very special point, or a special consideration, sorry, which I've written here, which is to test properly. So what I'm suggesting to you is you should, as long as they apply to you, is you should go and try and test as many of these techniques that are listed here, or action these action steps, or action as many of them as you can to look to improve your ad copy. But what we need to make sure we are doing is testing properly. Okay, so we need to use a very systemized approach. So don't incorporate all these techniques in one go. Systematically test each technique to properly understand its effectiveness on your audience. Okay, so no, that's the end. So what I might actually do now, okay, so I've got up a Miro board here. I love Miro board. Makes it very easy to explain your points. So I'm just basically going to give you a quick demonstration on how you're going to actually systematically test each of these different, so if I go back to the action steps here, and I'll go start the slideshow. There we go. Actually, I don't want to be doing that because I'm going to go between tabs. So here we go. So these are your action steps that I've put together for you. There's 10 in total, and you want to be trying out all of the action steps that you haven't already tried, provided that they are suitable for your business and the ads that you're running. So let's say we've got right here ad copy 1. Okay, ad copy 1 is working, it's profitable, and we're happy with the results. However, we always want to be making sure that we're not missing out on potential revenue, potential profits. So we constantly want to be looking to optimize, okay, and testing new things and trying out new techniques and seeing what works. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to take ad copy 1, okay, and then add action step 4, 5, 6, and 7, because we're not using all of these already. And then we think, oh, okay, let's just add all of these in because I've seen it in a video. It sounds like it will work, so I'm going to try it. So now we have 4 new techniques, okay. But if that then generates, say our profits go through the roof, okay, and we double our return on ad spend, which would be great, and that is a win in a way, but it's not really, because that is sort of luck. Because then if I said to you, okay, so now we're looking at ad copy 2 now, let's call it. Now tell me what within that ad copy 2 has made it explode in performance, okay? So you know that it's going to be one of these 4 techniques, but which one you have no idea. So then when it comes to doing ad copy 3, and you then maybe, let's say, so like I say, you've used 4 to 7, and maybe on the next one you don't emphasize your community, okay, so you make no mention of your community, and now you've only got the 3 new techniques. Or no, sorry, let's say we get rid of 2 of them, okay, so we get, anyway, I'm rambling on here. Basically what I'm trying to say is only add 1 technique at a time, because that is the only way that you're going to truly understand what effect those techniques have on your ad performance, okay? If you add multiple techniques all in one go, then you're not going to be able to confidently say what technique has had the profound impact on your ad performance, okay? So systematically identify all of the techniques that you think you're not using or you haven't used and would be suitable to use in your ads, okay? And then slowly add 1 at a time. And so we create ad 1, and then we have ad 1, which is the ads that you're running at the moment. Then we make ad 2, and we add 1 new technique, okay? And then we understand, has that gone better? Has that gone worse? And then if it's gone worse, then what we want to do is we want to go down here and we want to create a completely new ad off ad copy 1, which is going to be using a different technique. But then if this goes well and this is performing better, then we're going to add an additional technique to this one. Okay, so I'm hoping this is making sense. What we don't want to do is just basically throwing all of these techniques at our ads and hoping for the best, and then even if we start to improve performance or we make our performance worse, we have no idea what has actually done that, what technique has actually driven these results. So okay, it might be good in the short term, but then we're not allowing ourselves to replicate these results. Okay, so this diagram has sort of been a bit of a fail. I thought this would be a good way of explaining it, but it wasn't really. But hopefully you start to understand what I mean. Use these slowly, systematically, and gather your results and understand what what is doing what is generating what. So you might create a new ad set or a new ad that basically incorporates an offer this time. You're not incorporating an offer at the moment, so you do it, you make the ad set name new offer, or you put offer in brackets at the end of the ad name, and then you can confidently compare that to your existing ads, and then you've made your new one with the offer. You can compare and contrast the metrics that they're generating, and you can understand whether it's helping or not helping, and then that's going to help you make decisions in the future. Okay, and the more you do these tests, the better you understand your ad account, your audience, what resonates with them, what doesn't, and then slowly but surely you're going to have so much data and so much knowledge on what actually works for your customers. So essentially all you then need to worry about in the future is, okay, do I need more customers right now? I do. Okay, well, I know exactly what ads work, I know exactly how to speak to my audience, I just need to set them up, turn them on, and I'll get more customers. But you can only get to that stage where you can confidently say, right, I've got a few £100,000, whatever it may be, sat here, and I need more members, or I want more members. I know exactly what ads are going to work, or at least I have a very good idea of what's going to work. All I need to do is build them out, turn them on, and watch the customers roll in. So that's what we're trying to get to here. So don't just throw all of these at your ad and hope for the best. What we're looking to do here is actually build out I'd rather slowly get to a very high performing ad, and it takes an extra 2-3 months to get there, but along the way we've built up a huge database of really valuable insights and data about our audience, rather than just throwing a few at our ad, getting to a really good place in terms of how much profit we're making, but we don't genuinely know how we've got there or what's working. Okay, so something to keep in mind when you're looking to incorporate any of these action steps. Okay, cool. Right, so thank you. So I did say in the beginning of this video that there's an additional resource that you might find useful, which is this. So this is the Gym Owner Ad Copy Guide. So this is a document that I put together in Canva. So essentially it takes the action steps, or the key findings, the takeaways, and the action steps from this PowerPoint, and I've just put them into a document for you. So I will leave the link for this document in the description, which you can get your own version of. You can bookmark it, and then you can refer back to it anytime you want to make an ad or write out some ad copy. So yeah, it just breaks it down into the various techniques. We talk a little bit about the offer, the value proposition, attention grabbing opener, supporting details, call to action, headline, visuals, and formatting. So I did include a little bit about the creatives, which I haven't covered in the PowerPoint, but that's covered here. And then final reminders for gym owners. Okay, so master the art of ad copy, and then just some final has the same structure, a very quick sentence about what the purpose of the technique or the thing is that section's about, and then just some tips. So here we can just, so you can see one of them, attention grabbing opener, purpose to capture the reader's attention immediately and make them want to continue reading. Tips, use localization, ask a question, use emojis, highlight urgency, and then I just give a little bit of extra detail on what that might look like next to it. So yeah, hopefully this is valuable. Like I say, I don't want an email for this. I don't want you to give me a phone number and your name so I can add you to my mailing list. I'm just hoping that this is of value to you. So along with this video and this document, you should have everything that you need to create really powerful and very effective ad copy. Now obviously this is all relevant to the time of making this video. I'm sure it'll be very relevant for quite a while to come, but keep in mind that things change. The climate and the marketing conditions are constantly evolving, and you need to make sure that you're keeping up with trends. A lot of these things are sort of evergreen concepts, especially when we're talking about things like offers. I struggle to see a day where offers are not important, or I struggle to see a day where using someone's location to grab their attention where that isn't important or where that doesn't apply. Okay, so some of these are evergreen, some of them might change and they might not apply within years to come, but this is going to definitely work for 2025. This is going to be a 2025 guide, but just keep in mind, if you're using this in a few years in the future, you might want to then go and do your own your own research and just understand what today's climate is looking like. Okay, so yeah, so that's everything. Get your copy of this and bookmark it in the description, and yeah, that's everything. Okay, so that's it for that video. Hopefully you found this useful. Like I say, the resource that I showed you at the end is going to be available in the description. And yeah, you should have plenty of things to now go and try and test and look to improve your ad copy. So if you found this useful and you use any of the action steps that I gave you in this video and they work, then please do let me know. I'd really like to hear that this stuff is actually of value to you guys. If you liked it, there is a button for that, so please press it. Now, if you are looking for a bit more of a hands-on solution to your marketing problems or your customer acquisition problem, and you are a gym owner or you are someone within the fitness industry, then we have a service that can help you out. So also in the description, I'm going to leave a link to our landing page. What you will find on there is a video of me basically explaining how we can solve this problem for you. The page that you'll go to is a sales funnel. Okay, so the whole point of that is to basically get you to book a call and then eventually spend money with us. So if that is something that you're interested in, then that's down there. Click it if you want, but that's only if you want to. I'm not forcing you to or asking you to. I'm just glad you've made it to the end of the video. Like I say, I hope you found this valuable, and please do let me know if the action steps that I gave you in this you've used, and let me know what results they generate for you. But yeah, until next time, cheers. Thanks for watching.